So let's talk about the NCLEX. For those of you who don't know what the NCLEX is, you must be living under a rock. But the NCLEX, also known to older nurses as the state board exams, is the test that is required for every person to take in order to become either a registered nurse or a licensed practical nurse or licensed vocational nurse, depending on what state you are in. For this video, I'm actually just going to focus straight on the registered nurse exam NCLEX because I was never an LPN and have no recognition of what is on the LPN exam. So for the RN NCLEX, you have anywhere between 75 and 265 questions. You have 6 hours to do it. One thing that's real interesting about this test is the fact that it is what's called a computer adaptive test, or a CAT test. This means that the computer will give you a question. If you get the question right, it will give you a slightly harder question, and so on, give you harder questions as long as you get them right. Once you get a question wrong, it will give you a slightly lower level question, and you will take the test, go on and go up and down depending on what right and wrong questions you have until you reach the 75 question mark, or when the computer is 95% sure that you would be competent as a registered nurse, then the exam will cut off. Some people get 75 questions, some people get 265 questions. It's really scary actually when you're taking the test, because you're sitting there clicking on questions. Once you get to question 75, you're hoping, oh, please cut off after this question, please cut off this question. You'll click it, and then another question will pop up. And then the next thing you think about is, oh my gosh, I failed. I know I failed the test. There's no way I passed this. I might as well just go ahead and just start clicking through, because I'll take it again in 90 days whenever the next time I'm able to take it. I don't know. That's how I felt when I took the test. It's really crazy for some people. So again, it's computer adaptive. It can go to ask you questions on anything you've learned in nursing school, anywhere from the introductions of nursing all the way to your med surg, pharmacology, women's and children, all the way up to pediatrics and so on. This test makes sure that you are competent as a registered nurse. However, it only tests to the minimal standards to be a safe nurse. So just remember that when you take the NCLEX. A couple things that helped me when I took the NCLEX was I actually took the NCLEX a month after I graduated nursing school, whenever I got my ATT, or my authorization to test from the state board. I went ahead and scheduled it as soon as possible after that. That is because I just graduated nursing school. I took the HESI. I studied like crazy for the HESI exam in order to graduate nursing school. And I knew all that information was, already on my mind. I didn't want to lose all that information. And I knew that if I was to wait, I would not actually study and would lose all the information. I know other people who I graduated with decided to wait a couple of months, graduate, get over the graduation, take a few weeks break, then start back to studying, and then take the test. I just knew that wasn't for me. But I can tell you a couple things that did help me whenever I was studying for the NCLEX. During my spring break of my senior year, when I should have been on a cruise, or with my friends and stuff like that, I actually decided to sit in class all day with the Hearst exam. And I tell you, this is one of the most helpful things, and I promise you this is one of the things that helped me graduate nursing school and helped me pass NCLEX. Hearst is a program that basically goes over each body system for you and breaks it down on an easier way on how to pass the NCLEX. I actually attended a live session, which was 3 to 4 days. I can't remember for sure, but in class 8 to 5. But I promise you that was a good, helpful tool. Also, a couple of my friends, we got together and studied one book called Straight A's in Med Surg. This is, of course, an older edition because I graduated nursing school a couple of years ago. But again, this covers just straight Med Surg, which we needed help with. It's a very thick book, but it breaks stuff down by body systems very thoroughly. It's a good help. But one of the main sources we used to study was an NCLEX book called Saunders, NCLEX Examination. It's a huge book, huge book that has a couple CDs at the very end that has full of questions. You actually can do the questions, and if you get the questions wrong, it will break down the answers and tell you why each answer choice was right or wrong. So those are really good helpful hints. Again, the NCLEX, you'll be stressed out. It's not going to be easy. You will be stressed out, but you can pass it. So leave any other suggestions for more videos below. Hope you have a great day.